All right, let's take a look at example 4 now. It says games. Jessica and Miguel earn these scores on a new computer game. Construct side-by-side box plots of the data sets. Then use this display to compare the distributions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this calculator, and I've refreshed it, mine, by the way. If you just hit the refresh, it'll clear everything out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to enter these into the calculator, but what we're going to do is look at these as two separate data sets. So this one I will enter in as x1, and I will put y1 in as Miguel's score. So x1 is Jessica's scores, y1 will be Miguel's score. So I'll come over here to my data set, and these will be two separate data sets. So I have 30, 30, two 30s, 32, 34, 35, 35, 35, 36, 38, 38, 40, and 45. Now on the y1, I'll have 40, 60, 80, 82, 82, 84, 84, 85, 85, 87, 88, and 89. Now don't worry about what's going on down here. That is something we're going to learn about later. It's going to be comparing these two values. I'm not concerned with that. What I will do though is I'm going to hit the zoom fit here so you can see where the scatter points are. And what it's doing is it's relating the x and the y, which doesn't do much good because they're not supposed to be related to one another. But now I'm going to pull up the univariate statistics because honestly, that's what I'm doing. I'm treating these two variables as two separate data sets. I'm not working them together. I want to look at them separate. So I'm going to turn on the box plot here, and it's going to graph it really low. To make it easier to see, I'm going to change this offset here, and I'm going to make it go higher. I'm going to press the 20, and I'll make it go up a little bit higher to see, and I'll give it some more height just so you can kind of see the values. And I want to do a box plot also for the y1 data set. And so this one I will offset. We'll make it and go up a little bit higher. Let's put it like at 30. And again, I'll give it a height of 3. And right now, we're not seeing many values. Oh, there we go. Let me kind of zoom out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this to 10 and 20. And we kind of reset here so we can see where this data is. So you can see these data in here. Now, my values, I have a lot more x's that I need to look at. So I'm going to change my x-axis here. Let's make this only go left to 25 and make it go right to, say, 100. That'll kind of help us out so we can see this data better. And I could shrink all this down if I wanted to and not have it offset so high. So that's, I'm just kind of showing you how all this works. If I wanted to like lower both of these, let's just say I want that to be at 5, I could look at it this way. Let me see if I hit this zoom right there. Okay, so here you can see now all this data. I'm going to take off this scatter plot because honestly, I don't want them related together. Here are my two box plots, as you can see. And so that's really the values I'm looking at in there. Ignore what's going on there. Again, that's going to be later on. So this is the value that I really need. And I'm going to change one more thing. Here we go, the y-axis. There's so much extra here. How about we just look from -20 to +40. And now we can see these. And again, I don't even need to go that high. I could lower it to like 15. 15, and let's just go to -5 here. And I'll put the heights at 1. So I'm just kind of walking you through how these relate to one another. Let's take a screen capture of what we have. And so you can compare the data. Now let me insert this in here. Oh, wow, that's really large. And so I kind of just not only showed you how to do the box plot, I showed you how to manipulate the data in the viewing window. So you can see how everything looks. Now there is one more thing I could do to change this. If you notice, it's highlighted to exclude outliers. If I uncheck that, you'll see how it'll change the box whiskers. The whiskers now will go all the way through the outliers. Now typically, we might exclude those, and so you would see a graph more like that. But if you wanted to see it without the or with the outliers listed in the whiskers, you would see that the graph would change like that. Let me do it on both of these. So what does that actually mean? That means one of the y values was way lower than the rest of them. Actually, both of these two are way lower than the rest. And that's why whenever I exclude the outliers, you see these two values at 60 and 40 here off on their own. They're outside. We're going to learn a term for standard deviations in there in the following days, but that's where those come from. So I wanted you to see that. And now, so if we were going to compare the distributions or talk about them, we could say, well, the range this box plot obviously goes from 30 to 45. The interquartile range would be these values. If we want it, we could run the statistic summary down here and look at it. And you can see that the interquartile will go from 33 to 38. That's those two values. If I wanted to see the interquartile of these two, I would just need to change this to a y1, y1, and a y1 there. You would see those go from 81 to 86. So all together, when you start putting this stuff together, that's how you can compare and make generalizations about your data. If you need more than one data set, you just add a row and give it a new variable, which I just called mine y1. All right, with that, I'm going to let you try DOL number 4 here. Pause your video to get your data in. Do not worry about the dollar signs, just enter the numbers. And now I'll let you look at the different answer choices.